It's got pizzazz. It's called Spezzatura dello Scooter, huh? You're going to hear that one. Spezzatura dello Scooter. That's what it's got.
Some machines are built, others are born into legend. The Vespa has always been the latter, timeless, elegant, and unmistakable. Now a new chapter begins. The 2025 GTV 310, the most powerful Vespa ever, carrying the heritage forward with grace, while embracing the promise of tomorrow. Every line tells a story. The low fender-mounted headlight, the exposed handlebar, the racing-inspired seat, each detail a nod to the past, yet shaped for the present. Practical yet poetic, storage beneath the seat, comfort for two, a silhouette that turns every street into a stage. Every ride becomes a story written in motion. The 2025 Vespa GTV 310, heritage reborn, power refined, style eternal, and always the ride itself is the destination.
Hey guys, it's Alan, the Fireman 1028, and today we are back at T's Eurocycle in beautiful Charlotte, North Carolina on Freedom Drive. And today we're not reviewing a motorcycle, we're reviewing a scooter. This is the 2025 Vespa GTV 310, and we're going to review it. Alright guys, so you heard our awesome little intro there. Now, let's do a walk around of the bike before we really get on it and we start doing our ride. So, sorry for the music in the background. They are a dealership and they're open and they play Tainted Love apparently. So, the 310 GTV. Of course, the GTV stands for the Gran Turismo Veloce, which means the fast Grand Tour in English. So, but the Italians, they always have a flair for the dramatic. Take the color for example. This is the Grigio Travolgente, which means overwhelming gray, matte finish. And so the GTV is very similar to the GTS if you're familiar with the Vespa line, but the GTV is the top of the range as far as the most powerful and the fastest Vespas that they make. The 310, and I'll show you over here, the 310 uses the 310 HPE motor. HPE stands for high performance motor, or high performance engine, excuse me. And so it produces over 25 horsepower. That'll put this scooter up to 75, 80 miles an hour. That's pretty fast for a deadgum scooter. So the GTV, just like the GTS, comes on these 12-inch, these beautiful 12-inch wheels, and the GTV gets its own special design with a little orange stripe there, which kind of matches the stripe that comes down the side here. You have a 120/70/12, yeah, 120/70/12 in the front, and then a 130/70/12 in the rear. So slightly wider rear tire. They do come with Michelin City tires, which is a great little scooter tire. As you can see, the GTV is special because it's got the headlight mounted on the fender, which kind of harkens back to the old days of the old Vespa scooters from 50s and 60s and everything. The GTV does come with the big fairing in the front here. It's got these chevrons here, which the horn is housed behind there. Only the U.S. market comes with these daggum stupid looking reflectors that stick off the side. This beautiful matte, not a bit of chrome on this entire bike, and they stick on a dadgum chrome reflector. Now the good thing is you can pop these off and they actually make a little plug that you can fill the little hole in that matches the same color, so you'll never even know they were there. If you like them, great. If you don't like them, take them off. Full LED lighting all the way around, turn signals, headlight, tail light, everything's all LED. The dash is a really cool looking LCD that's got tons of colored LCD that's got tons of information, everything from your your fuel economy to your temperature, speed, average speed, all that good stuff. It does have traction control, which is the Vespa ASR or AMR traction control system, and there's those big goofy looking reflectors on the front there. So again, a really cool looking scooter that again, in the US market, we look at scooters more as a either as an accessory or as a last case option. So either you're doing well off and you're just it's a third or fourth or fifth motorcycle, or you're just a little bit eccentric, or you lost your license and you got to ride a scooter. So, but the rest of the world, they treat scooters as utility devices. You know, this is and the Vespas are. It's more of a statement. It's a styling statement of like, look, hey, I'm riding the best of the best. Now the GTV, it does come with a solo saddle. You know, you've got the passenger rails here. This is my phone mount here, my camera mount there. It does come with a solo saddle. You could sit somebody right there, but it wouldn't be very comfortable. The good thing is that you can take a seat off of a GTS, bolt it right onto a GTV, and you got 2-up seating right there. You already have the passenger pegs right here. So yeah, all you need is just the seat. But, and like I said, with the horsepower this thing has and the suspension that it has, it'll carry 2 people comfortably up and down the interstate. We've seen how cool this scooter is. Let's stop talking about it and let's go take it for a ride.
All right, guys, so let's hop on this beautiful Vespa GTV 310 and let's go take it for a ride. Now, to turn it on, now it is completely keyless. It's keyless. It's keyless. You got to have the key in your pocket in the proximity. You turn the dial on here to the on position. It'll tell you all this good stuff here. Then you got to hold. You can't just start the bike. You got to hold the brake in, and then she comes to life. Yes, yes. Now, this bike has a centrifugal clutch, and if you've ridden a scooter before, you understand what a centrifugal clutch is, which means sitting here idle, the clutch just sits like this. But as you rev up, the clutch expands, which grabs a hold, and it takes off from there. And the transmission is a CVT, a constantly variable transmission, which means there's no gears. It's a belt that slips on another belt, and that's what gives you your different gearing. So completely seamless. Now again, if you've never ridden a centrifugal clutch, it takes a little bit of getting used to, because like I said, you got to give it a little throttle. You got to give it a little bit of throttle before it'll take off. So let's take off. Let's go find us somewhere cool. Let's go find us somewhere cool and artsy, somewhere that this bike would be appreciated. That's what we need to do. Now again, this is a really nice Thursday morning in Charlotte, North Carolina. And we want to find us somewhere. First, let's talk about this acceleration. So again, centrifugal clutch. This thing just takes off and it just goes. Look at that. I mean, just completely effortless. Like, okay, come on, let's go. That was so effortless. Again, with the horsepower that this thing has, that's not surprising. This thing has got a ton of power. As a matter of fact, let's turn down here. Now the switch gear, if you're familiar with, now your front brake is your left hand, which is opposite of most motorcycles. Your front brake is on your left. Your rear brake is on the right. Now, if you're familiar with the switchgear here, this switchgear is straight from Aprillia, and being part of the Piaggio group, Vespa, just like Moto Guzzi, has really benefited from the additional technology and hardware and everything from the Aprillia brand. Aprillia being their kind of their top of the line brand. These other brands have really benefited from the trickle down technology that's coming down from these groups. Now, just sitting here at idle, sitting here at a red light, it does have a little bit of vibration to it. It's just a little single sitting there, just kind of going up and down. So there is a little bit of vibration here. I have heard that these things, once they're broken in, they really smooth out, and it's really hard to give a really good first impression on one of these without it being properly broken in. So there is that. So I will throw that out there. If there's not a lot of traffic here, we'll attempt a U-turn. Let's try a U-turn here. Oh yeah, look at that. Tight little U-turn. Now let's take off. And again, the CVT, it just stays at 1 RPM, which the thing about a CVT is that it'll go right to the meat of the power. Excuse me. It'll go right to the meat of the power band, and it'll stay right there. So it's not like you're going up the peaks and valleys of an engine. It hits the sweet spot and just bam, it stays right there. So look at that. I mean, without even trying, I'm doing 60 miles an hour in a 45. Let's try out the horn. Nice little horn, especially for a scooter. So, like I said, the seating position, it's one of those you kind of got to get used to of kind of a step-through design. And but the scooters are so practical. And Vespa takes that one step further, and everything they do is just practical. And it's like, damn, they thought of that too. So this road here, this is a fairly rough road, and this bike is just the scooter is just soaking up these bumps right here. It's nice and firm and compliant, and you can see it's very maneuverable. I mean, this thing will move all around, and this solo saddle that comes on this model in particular is really comfortable. Now we'll hop over to this left lane here, and again, your brakes are your front and your rear are on your front, so you got to get used to that. And if you're used to a motorcycle, you got to kind of retrain your brain a little bit. Here we go. Let's accelerate a little bit. Look at that. Wah! This thing's faster than some motorcycles. Hit some bumps here. No problemo. Oh, this thing is awesome. So let's talk about the engine. The 310 HPE engine. Up until the 2025 year, the engine was a 300 HPE. And what they did, just like most other Euro 5 plus engines, they had to go up in displacement to be able to maintain the same horsepower levels while adding additional emissions equipment. And with this one here, let's see, we still got a green light? Yeah, we do. Come on, baby. Let's take it downtown. Let's take a little ride through downtown. This is what this thing is made for right here. Urban commuting with a little bit of interstate. If you lived in an urban setting like this could be your only vehicle. It really could. You can carry a passenger on the back once you change the seat out. You got a hook right here in the front. Look at this. You got a hook in the front for grocery bags, for dadgum grocery bags. How cool is that? You got storage underneath the seat. We're gonna hit some water here. They make saddlebags that actually go attach underneath the seat. They got hooks underneath the seat. Did I get wet? No, I didn't get wet. They got hooks underneath the seat to hang additional bags from, or to hang your helmet and to lock the seat. So everything they do, they just really think through. I mean, Vespa's been doing this for a long time, and they've really refined what people want in a scooter. And it's a very, very premium product. Now, they're also a victim of their own success, where the biggest the greatest form of flattery is imitation. Well, the Chinese, who a lot of Asian countries, they use scooters, a lot of them, as their only means of transportation, and the U.S. market has been flooded with Chinese scooters, and clearly the price point is a lot lower, but so is the quality. Just like the Moto Guzzi that we reviewed last week, these Vespas, they're still made in Italy. I mean, they're still made by hand by pissed off Italians in Italy, and that comes with a certain price penalty, but it also comes with a certain prestige to know that, hey, this thing is made in Italy, made by Italians. So it's not just a Vespa name. It's not Royal Enfield making British bikes in India, or KTM making them in India. This is, or Honda making them in Thailand. This is an Italian brand being made in Italy, which is really cool. So we're in downtown, beautiful downtown Charlotte, North Carolina, on an overcast Thursday morning. Just a beautiful day. The weather's great. It's I'm sure we could look at the weather on here if we really wanted to, but haven't really played with this dash here much. It says we're averaging 61 miles per gallon, which I've heard this thing averages, it'll average between 60 and 70 miles per gallon, which, for a scooter is kind of on the low end. They're usually, if they're not getting 100 miles a gallon, you're not doing something right. But again, you got to keep in mind, this is a 310cc motor. This is a big motor. I just picked up a CRF 300L with a 289cc engine. So, and that's a full-size motorcycle that does full-size motorcycle things. So think about this. I mean, that is a big motor. And actually, this thing makes more horsepower than what that 300L does.
So, taking off. Again, this thing is just as smooth as it can be. We're going to hop on the interstate just for a very, very brief amount of time. That's my lane. And let's see what it does on the interstate, or the outer loop. This thing is, I mean, it's a very hefty bike, but it feels so lightweight because all the weight is so down low. Again, we're merging on. I mean, look, we're already doing 65 miles an hour, and that was not even trying. And I mean, you got tons of visibility. You can really see what you're doing. You got this step-through design, and you could not have a more comfortable seating position for riding around town. You got great visibility. You're not leaned over. You're looking up. Everybody can see you. You can see everybody. This is incredibly cool. This is the definition of cool. Now, of course, we got to talk about, you know, in the U.S., scooters tend to have a bad name in the U.S., and that's mainly because this asshole cut me off here. Tend to have a bad name because of because of what scooters typically mean in the U.S. It means that either you're kind of eccentric or you lost your license, or sometimes a little bit of both. But in the rest of the world, I mean, scooters are the main forms of transportation. And again, with scooters being the main form of transportation, Vespa is the top of the line. I mean, that's it. I mean, you have reached the pinnacle right there of not only of cool, but also of the model line. The Vespa is the cream of the crop. It rises to the top. It never eats a pig because a pig is a cop, or better yet, a Terminator, like Arnold Schwarzenegger, trying to play me up like as if my name was Sega, huh? Then you get some House of Pain in the review, huh? Look at this. Oh, this thing's just awesome. It's just so effortless. Now, the biggest thing to get used to is, like I said, you got to get used to the centrifugal clutch. And once you get used to the centrifugal clutch, then it's getting used to your front brake being on the left over here. It takes a little bit of time to get used to that. You know, usually you got a clutch over here and you got a front brake over here, but just kind of getting your mind kind of rewired to, hey, my front brake is over here, my rear brake is over here, and there's nothing for your feet to do except just hang out. Just hang out and jam out to some music there. So, like I said, this is a really cool scooter. And again, it's like a lot of things. If you know, you know. But I mean, to a lot of people, a scooter is just like they think of Chinese. In America, when you think scooter, you think of cheap Chinese crap. And I've got a buddy who runs a little scooter shop down in Rock Hill, and he's got tons of those things. And they're basically disposable. They're cheap, but they're disposable. It's cheaper to just buy a new one than it is to fix the damn thing when something goes wrong. But let's look at balance here. I'm going. Look at that. How low can we go? Look at that. Feet are still up. Never took my feet down. That's an extremely well balanced scooter. That's so cool. There's a beautiful CPCC, Central Piedmont Community College, which is a big campus in downtown Charlotte. There's Woody's Auto Service there. Family-owned auto repair business. But like I said, it's got a little bit of vibration, at idle. But again, like I said, everybody I've talked to said that these things really break in. As you put a couple miles on them, they really kind of break in and get comfortable. The CVT kind of breaks in. The centrifugal clutch gets nice and smooth. The engine kind of smooths out a little bit. And, they get really comfortable. So, and this is a bumpy road right here. It's a concrete road. It's really bumpy. A lot of pothole covers, a lot of expansion joints. And this thing's just as smooth as it can be. I mean, you can feel the bumps, but they're not punishing you. In downtown traffic, you got a big old bright tail light, big old bright LED tail light. So people are going to see you. So it's you don't have a concern there. This thing just sips fuel. So now it's saying we're getting 64 miles per gallon. Let's see what else it'll show us. Let's hold down the sound. All right.
All right, so we are good. So again, the seating position's nice. The mirrors are nice and big. You got plenty of room there. Again, for the U.S. market, actually really worldwide, they give it this tiny little, and we'll look at it when we get off the bike, they give it this tiny little screen right here. But if you see, you got these brackets right here. So if you really wanted to make this your everyday, all-around everything, they do make a windshield that you can put on this thing and actually give it like a full-on windshield that you can have that'll give you full protection. Again, if this is going to be your everyday vehicle, one of the guys that works at Team Charlotte and Eurocycle, T's Eurocycle, he's got the GTV 300, or it's a GTS, and he's got it outfitted to do the Cannonball, which they do every other year, and he's done it, and he's gonna be participating in it again. Oh shit! I didn't mean to get on Independence Boulevard. Whoops. All right, that's fine. We're gonna hop on Independence Boulevard, which is basically an interstate. And we're going to see how it does. Again, like I said, if this is going to be your everyday vehicle, if this was a 50 or a 100 or a 150, there's no way in hell I would feel comfortable getting on a damn interstate with a scooter. But with 310 cc's, this thing will do whatever you want. It'll keep up with traffic. It'll blow by everybody. It'll do whatever you want. And again, you get tons of visibility. I know where we're going. You got tons of visibility. Again, I'm doing 55 miles an hour. Really, there's the wind. The wind's not, I hadn't even thought about the wind because it's really this little windscreen here and this fairing in the front really kind of diverts and cleans up the air where there's nothing. I mean, I don't have anything. I mean, I have got dead air. I got a nice big pocket of dead air right here on me right here. Now, let's get up to 65. 65 feels good. Thing's still nice and nimble. It's nimble, but it's stable. Look at this. This thing's just as stable as it can be. Look at that. So interstate travel, absolutely no problem at all. You know, downtown traffic, no problem at all. Let's pass some folks. Let's see. Let's give it the beans. Oh, look, 75 miles an hour, no problem at all. 77, 78, no problem at all. Good Lord, for a scooter, guys, this thing hauls the mail. This is awesome. I mean, plenty of brakes. Those little 12-inch wheels are so planted, but nimble. Like I said, you can move, you can dodge. You know, if you see some debris coming, bam, you can dodge it. This thing is just awesome. I am in love with this thing. Man, we're just cruising. And again, this does have, I mean, we're not going to, we don't plan on trying it out, but this thing, it's got ABS, it's got traction control. So, I mean, it's just not like, this is not, hey, brakes work too. This is not, there's the old Charlotte Coliseum, now called Bojangles Arena, Bojangles Coliseum, the Charlotte Checkers play there. But this is not like a scooter of old. I mean, this has got new technology. I mean, this thing is covered in technology. The only thing this thing doesn't have is cruise control. And how freaking cool would that be? They have cruise control on a scooter. But give them time. Give them time. So again, we're just, I mean, just cruising. You can barely hear the engine. You can hear the wind over the more than you can hear the engine. And I'm not even wearing earplugs or anything. So for around town cruising, this thing is awesome. Now this solo saddle, maybe it's just the seating position, maybe it's the jeans I'm wearing, but it does tend to bunch up on your manhood and kind of push down a little bit. So maybe the flat 2-up seat would be ideal. So again, just cruising right along, not a care in the world. Oh, that bump was a little big. So don't hit everything. It's not like you're riding a supermoto and you can just hit every bump in the world. But again, the centrifugal clutch, once you get used to it and kind of train your brain as to how it works, it's so easy. Honestly, it's hard to go back to a regular motorcycle with a manual clutch on the left-hand side once you get used to it. I'm gonna get back home and get on my motorcycle and I'm gonna go to grab the front brake and I'm gonna pull the clutch in. Or grab the front brake, which is actually where the rear is at here, and not and stab it, So, but again, for around town riding, this thing is perfect. It really is. But if you need to go on the interstate,
This will do it. This will go on the interstate, and it'll just cruise at 70, 75 miles an hour. Hell, you saw that. We were doing 75, and I wasn't even twisting all the way. There was a ton of throttle left. I don't even know what the top speed on this thing is. From my research, it said something about 77, but we had already passed that, and it was still pulling. So maybe they say that for legal purposes or whatever else. But this thing will move. And again, your fuel gauge, your instrument cluster here, it's really nice and clean and clear. Again, I don't think it's TFT. I think it's just an LCD, but it's a very clean LCD, and it kind of has like a matte finish over it. So I assume that's for glare, to keep the glare down on it, which is awesome, because there's a lot of these TFT screens that they're really cool looking, but once the sun hits it, you can't see a thing. It's that shiny, it's that shiny plastic, and you can't see a damn thing once you get. Once the sun hits it, say midday, you can't see anything. This here with this kind of this matte finish on it, I think you would be able to see this kind of all day long. Again, you can fit this thing anywhere. You can fit it to a parking space. You can make your own parking space. For urban riding like this is perfect. If you see a pothole, you can dodge it. If a car cuts in front of you, you got the confidence of knowing you got really good brakes, and you got ABS on top of that. So I mean, this is the cream of the crop. This is the best of the best when it comes to scooters. And the scooter community is really strong in Charlotte. I mean, there's a lot of people that it's a just like any other niche, like a Jeep or whatever else. There's a really big scooter community in Charlotte. And if that's your thing, if you're doing it for the social, man, you could really hook it up and meet some folks in the social scene. Let's run through this one here. Excuse me. There we go. Heck yeah. We're just cruising now, baby. Cruising, baby. Cruising. Again, for urban riding like this, I mean, going in and out and around and everything else. Hold up, baby. Hold up, you big-ass SUV. This is perfect. Which is perfect for this, again, for this bike right here, or this scooter. This is perfect right here. This is what this thing is made for. It's this cool kind of, urban riding, urban assault, around town, commuter, weekend rig. It'll be whatever you want it to be. Or if you just want it to be, hey, I need to commute 20 miles on this thing and it's all interstate, this thing will do it and still give you 50, 60, 70 miles per gallon. So it'll be really whatever you want it to be. And be quiet doing it too, and look good, and just look good. And you can't really see it, because it's daytime. But this little LED light on the front is a great light. And look at this, taking off. Hey, excuse me. I mean, you can just zip in and out of traffic without a care in the world. Heck yeah. This is awesome. We'll pull in right over here. Whew, you gotta use those brakes. Those some strong ass brakes. Let's see, are we stuck in here? Yes, we is. Okay. Let's pull around. Again, this thing's so lightweight and nimble. You can kind of go, come and go where you want to. What I want to do is I really want to get over there to that mural. Let's ride down the sidewalk over here. I know this seems a bit illegal, but we're parking right in front of the building over here. This is where I wanted to go, right here. Yeah, right here. Let's shut her off. Turn the switch off. And we are here. Now again, you've got it's keyless. Your key fob's in your pocket. Turn the thing off, walk away. Now if you want to, you can always turn and, turn your handlebars and lock it in a lock position, just like any other motorcycle. Let's do a little U-turn right here. Easy U-turn. The more you get used to this, this seating position and this centrifugal clutch, the more around town riding becomes so easy and comfortable. I mean, I'm riding around looking for this old bar, and this is exactly what this thing's made to do. You're just riding along and you're just kind of looking around and just kind of checking out the scenery, seeing what's around and everything else. And it's just like I said, this is exactly what this thing's made for. Go park it on a sidewalk. Now again, sitting here, it does shake. I mean, just sitting here at idle. I mean, riding down the road, it is smooth. But just kind of sitting here at idle, it's got a little shake to it, It's got a little shake, but so what? It's got character. It's got pizzazz. It's called Spezzatura dello Scooter, huh? You're going to hear that one. Spezzatura dello Scooter. That's what it's got. We're cooler than you are, boss. We are cooler than you are. You ain't got nothing on us, baby. We got you, baby. This is the epitome of cool. Harley? No. Vespa. Vespa is the besta, or I don't know, something like that. So remember, you're just riding around and you just think you're the coolest thing in the world. Just remember, Spezzatura dello Scooter. Learned you some Italian. How cool am I? I know Italian now. I was born in Mississippi, and I'm speaking Italian. Spezzatura dello Scooter. You drive by, you see like these big windows and everything. Muchos gracias, senor. You see these big glass windows, you're driving by, you look over. You just remember yourself. Spezzatura dello Scooter.
So what is the 2025 Vespa GTV 310? It is the most powerful Vespa ever built. 310 cubic centimeters of liquid-cooled precision, delivering smooth confidence in the city and strength enough for the open road. But it's more than just performance, it's the heritage carried forward. That exposed handlebar, the fender-mounted headlight, the racing-inspired seat. These are not just design choices, they are memories, threads connecting today's rider to Vespa's storied past. And yet, the 310 lives firmly in the present. Full LED lighting, a clear digital display, advanced ABS and traction control, all the technology you expect, seamlessly wrapped in timeless form. Practical too, with storage under the seat, comfort for two, and the kind of efficiency that makes every ride both effortless and enjoyable. But beyond the details, it's the feeling that defines this Vespa. The way a simple commute transforms into an escape. The way the city bends to your rhythm. The way people turn their heads, reminded that beauty and function can coexist. The 2025 Vespa GTV 310 is not just transportation, it's a statement. A bridge between past and present. A reminder that the ride itself can be the most beautiful destination of all. So that's going to wrap up our first ride and review of the 2025 Vespa GTV 310. Again, the 2025 year is the first year of the 310 motor, up from the 300, and the GTV is the Gran Turismo Veloce, which means the fast Grand Tourer. So, what a really cool scooter. When T asked me to review this one, I just like, I don't know. But man, after a morning of riding it around Charlotte, man, it was an absolute blast. So again, if this is something that you're interested in, these guys right here, T's Eurocycles, come see them for all your Aprilia, Moto Guzzi, Vespa, any of your Piaggio group new sales. They're the only one in North and South Carolina that sell all three. And then for anything Euro, it's T's Eurocycle. So they got, right behind me, they got KTM, they got Triumph, they got Ducatis, they've got BMWs, they got everything. Come see these guys. These guys are passionate about what they do. So Thank you guys for watching. Roll Tide, God bless, and remember, tomorrow needs you. And by the way, the Spezzatura dello Scooter, that means scooter trash. See you guys.